You know how many Volkswagen Beetles I own? None. We got more stuff. We were running low on things. Welcome back to the Lost Cause Ranch. So a few of you have been asking what is the deal with all the cylinder heads and engine cases sitting up on the mezzanine. Well, today we'll figure out what's going on with those and give you yet another piece of evidence to solidify that I am in fact the dumbest person I know. So this whole ordeal started with a friend of mine calling up looking for a little advice on what to do with some vehicles and some parts. The biggest problem with me is I like things. A guy like me should be devoting his time to this, finishing that, maybe working on that. But in my quest to help the family figure out what to do with the vehicles and the parts, I ended up acquiring a majority of the parts and stuff. I really should have built a bigger shop. But let's start in on getting that stuff picked up and distributed throughout the ranch, because it can't all go in here. And here is the start of it. We just got a couple cylinder heads in the back. Couple engine cases already loaded. And I have told you guys this before. I am literally the dumbest person I know. Here's why. This is load number one out of the little garage. There's just a few engine cases. Got some stuff in the back. We got the little trailer loaded up with some yard equipment along with the sandblast cabinet. That'll actually be nice to have. Bus doors, just what Joe needs. Gets better. That's full. And I mean full. We got a couple carb dingers and about 30 VW cylinder heads. 30 of them. 30 of them. You know how many Volkswagen Beetles I own? None. So that's definitely what we need. I'm my own worst enemy. Great news is I built a shop that is not big enough for what we're doing, but we're gonna stuff it full anyways. What I'm gonna need you guys to do is, on every video from here on out, please comment a reminder to not buy anything else. It's becoming a problem. Be careful with that, that's a cool thing. We left the door strapped this time, so didn't have to run them over. It was brand new. So here is the current situation. I'm obviously a freaking genius. Why do I do this to myself? Sasha don't know what to think either. I'm apparently also the dumbest person she knows, but she stuck with me. In some positive news, got all three of these guys fired up. So those are good to go. In some negative news, we got more stuff. We were running low on things. With everything we have going on, we obviously can't have the shop looking like this. This is a pretty unproductive state. We're gonna have to launch this stuff and sell it pretty quick because it can't be here. I'm real great at thinking things through. We're so tight on room, we had to stack beds. So the ladder is all the way in the back of the shop. Dilemma is no room up here, and some idiot bought too much stuff, so we'll carry it to the back. Probably should have built the staircase. My procrastination seems to always bite me in the rear end, but yet I still do it. Is it really procrastination? I just fill that time with stupider and less productive things, i.e. 37 Volkswagen heads. I'm like an instant Volkswagen collector. I needed this. Goes over here. So a friend of mine acquired this setup, engine there, starter stand here, and there is the fuel tank, so we can get that guy going. I guess at least it looks a little cool up there, but we cleared up enough room to get a ladder over here for a more direct route to the mezzanine. No more walking over there. So this is where we stand with some of the parts right now. Slowly working on a little organization, and I'm gonna have to get a real quick education on air-cooled Volkswagen parts. So obviously all this stuff is not gonna stay here. I am going to sell it and get it to someone who can use it. But we're gonna run some part numbers. We got single port and dual port heads. We got intakes, we got mufflers. We got all sorts of things. This is going to be time consuming. I guess we can say I won't be bored this winter. Definitely not. Guy really should be working on that. Nah, we will. We got plenty of time to work on that. We got a little heavy lifting done, and we are finally making some progress here, getting the floor cleaned out so we can start working on stuff again. In the meantime, while I have stuff down on the ground, those 20-some carburetors, we may as well throw those in the ultrasonic cleaner. I think we're gonna sell those off as rebuildable cores because I don't have any history on them. They'll at least be clean for the next guy. So here's the crate of freshened up carbs, but we almost forgot to grab something. We got one thing left. I mean, we got a couple things. One big thing. Well, she's something, boys. Not quite sure about what's going on there. We put a section on, but we must have just put a rusty one on. That's the worst part of the car. Got the 200-mile-an-hour tape up front. And the good news is we definitely have plenty of room to stuff this somewhere. And it went flat already. That's as good a place as any for that. If one of them trees were to fall on it, probably solve some of my life problems. On the positive side, went ahead and grabbed the quick jacks from Ted, and in my cramped shop, those make life a little easier. So we have the question of what to do with this cute little Carmen Ghia here. This one has been sandblasted and hit with an extra roof. Why, I don't know. The roof's good on this one, but I'm just not sure what to do with it. Smart guy would sell it, but we all know that's not me. Nah, we probably shouldn't do that. But in addition to all the Volkswagen parts, we got a couple 60-gallon compressors, which we won't need to use because we have the big Mighty M 80-gallon two-stage beast of a compressor in the back corner already. So these guys will be moved on to someone else. Also got a sandblast cabinet, may hang on to that. We'll have to take the leg extensions off because I'm just a little guy. Totes of stuff, totes of stuff, totes of stuff. Got ourselves a drill press, which I may use to replace this one. Same specs, but I like the colors better. Also got a Millermatic 200, older welder, but that's like a stick MIG DC TIG. Unfortunately, it looks like the garage was a little damp. So we definitely have plenty of stuff to do, plenty of stuff to sell. And selling things like this has been something I have enjoyed to do and has been part of my career for the last 15, 17 years. But lately, my acquisitions have been getting out of hand. And I think we're gonna have to find ourselves a couple shipping containers to make sure the Land Rover shop doesn't get overrun. And my little garage, where the Defender once was, is now becoming a disaster as well. I did have that guy set up to be the shipping station for all the sales, with all our boxes and packaging materials and a nice table to box everything up. But now it's got a crate of C10 parts, along with, you guessed it, more Volkswagen parts. So like I said, guys, please remind me in future videos to not buy anything else. We have plenty of stuff to do. And we now have plenty of stuff to sell. But in good shop news, the variety of where we are not filling it up with a mess of things, we pretty much have all of the insulation up on the walls. It's starting to feel pretty toasty in here. But we have our ceiling left. That's going to be quite the task, and we will get a man lift in here for that. Along with, I kind of left the hard part of surrounding the door. Because why not leave the difficult parts to the end? Seems to be the way to do it. With that being said, appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you subscribing. And if you enjoy my misery, give us a like down below. I hear that helps push the video out to other people. And I need more people to tell me not to buy anything else. But anyways, we'll catch you guys on the next one. And if I have my timeline right, pretty sure it's gonna have to do with this guy.